Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Take This Week. My name is Apalak. Hope all of you are keeping well. So today I'm going to talk about an area that at least I've heard a lot about over the last year to two, in fact, or probably a little more. I'm going to talk about sustainability today, but there's a spin to it because the way big tech talks about sustainability, at times it behaves as if it does not exist. Because if you listen to device makers, this is the greenest decade in tech history. And that's if you want to believe them. You have carbon neutral pledges, recycled aluminum, paperless packaging, ESG reports, which are literally thicker than the device itself. But yet, somehow, there's also a decade where your perfectly working device is told no more updates, no more security patches, no service support. It's time to upgrade. So let's call this what it is. It probably is not sustainability. It's actually sustainability theater. And that's where the contradiction of modern tech lies, if you ask me. On one hand, in today's day of sustainability and ESG promises, companies say keep devices longer, reduce e-waste, be responsible. But on the other hand, the same company, the design ecosystem is built in such a way that software support expires early, batteries are hard to replace, parts are locked or overpriced, and performance are degraded immediately after a major update. So yes, you can keep a device longer, but only if you're willing to live with, outdated apps, security risks, reduced performance, and no official service. That's not sustainability, right? Is it? That's actually coercion with a green label. In fact, this has not been new because planned obsolescence has existed for decades. What is new is how it's packaged. You know, Earlier devices did fail, but they failed physically. Now they're made to fail digitally. Understand? Your hardware works. Your screen is fine, your processor is fine. But software clock runs out, updates stop, APIs break, apps slowly stop working, and the message clear kind of becomes clear. You don't need a new device, but life would be inconvenient enough if you want one. So that's not innovation pressure, actually. That's ecosystem pressure. And this is why I thought I'll have the podcast on this area. And it's a very important area. And this is where it becomes the uncomfortable truth because true sustainability is actually bad for their growth. Think of it. If devices truly lasted for 8 to 10 years with full support, replacement cycles would collapse. Would you buy a new device, say in a year or two? Annual shipment numbers would fall and revenue predictability would break. So sustainability is allowed, on the garb of, only to the point where it doesn't touch the core business model. Recycled materials, fine. Smaller chargers, fine. Longer software support across all models, that's where the question lies. That's where the line is drawn. Because the moment longevity becomes real, the upgrade narrative becomes fragile. Updates are supposed to improve performance, right? Make device more secure, stable, new features. But increasingly, updates feel like a trade-off. You update your device, suddenly the battery life drops. Older hardware struggles, performance throttling appears. So users actually have a lot of apprehension. Is it safe for me to go for update? When updates become risk calculation, you have to understand something is broken. The real hypocrisy, in my personal opinion, and uh, everybody has the right to have opinions on matters. I have mine. The real hypocrisy of big tech is not that they want to buy, they don't want that they want us to buy new devices. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's business. The hypocrisy is pretending this push is aligned with sustainability. It is not. Sustainability and force upgrade cycles pull in opposite directions. You have to understand. And instead of resolving that tension honestly, the industry hides it behind recycled materials and ESG language. The next trust battle in tech, you have to understand, won't be about features. It will be about longevity, about whether companies are willing to support usefulness and not just sales. Think of it. If tech truly wants to be sustainable, if they really mean what they're saying, it has to just answer one simple question: can this device remain fully supported for as long as it remains capable? Until that answer changes, sustainability tech will remain a slogan, not a strategy. And users will continue to feel that being green somehow always ends with them being told to buy again. Think of it. I think this is a great topic for all of you to think and see what true sustainability and ESG really mean. That's from my end. Have a great week ahead.